Today on Bench Briefs, we're looking at a case that dives into the tricky balance between police powers and individual rights. R v. Lai, a 2021 Supreme Court of Canada decision that explores when warrantless vehicle searches are allowed under the Charter of Rights and Freedoms. The story begins with Lai, who was charged with drug trafficking after police found a large quantity of illegal drugs in his vehicle. But here's the catch. The police didn't have a warrant when they searched his car. Lai argued that this search was unconstitutional, that it violated his rights under Section 8 of the Charter, which protects Canadians against unreasonable searches and seizures. So, what happened? Police came across Lai's vehicle and, without getting a warrant, searched it. They discovered drugs, which led to charges. Lai challenged the evidence, saying that because the search was done without a warrant and without proper justification, the evidence should be excluded. The key legal question before the Supreme Court was whether this warrantless search was reasonable under Section 8 of the Charter. More specifically, the court had to consider the scope and application of exceptions to the usual warrant requirement for vehicle searches. Generally, the law recognizes that vehicles can be searched without a warrant in certain urgent or exigent circumstances, like when evidence might be lost or destroyed or when public safety is at risk. But the question here was whether those exceptions applied in Lai's case. The court examined the facts carefully. Did the police have a valid reason to believe that waiting to get a warrant would risk losing evidence? Or did the situation allow for the search to be reasonable without prior judicial authorization? The court's analysis focused on protecting individual privacy rights while acknowledging the practical challenges police face when dealing with vehicles, which can quickly move and where evidence can disappear. In the end, the Supreme Court clarified the standards for when warrantless vehicle searches are justified. They emphasized that while the law does allow for some exceptions, these must be narrowly applied. Police must have a clear, pressing reason to bypass the warrant process, and the search must be reasonable in scope and manner. If the circumstances don't meet these conditions, the search will violate Section 8 rights, and any evidence obtained could be excluded. Why does this case matter? R v. Lai sets an important precedent for how courts will assess warrantless vehicle searches going forward. It reinforces that charter protections remain robust, even in situations where police need to act quickly. At the same time, it recognizes the realities of law enforcement work, providing clear guidance on when exceptions to the warrant rule can be made. This balance helps ensure that Canadians' privacy rights are respected without unduly hampering police investigation. Thanks for listening to this episode of Bench Briefs. Be sure to join us next time as we unpack another fascinating legal decision shaping Canadian law. Until then, take care.